Okay, back up because they're still just stalking as family. Um, they were stalking the whole time I was like getting ready, getting cleaned up, putting on makeup. Um, these guys are schizophrenics. I'm positive. There's no doubt. You think with all this, there's schizophrenics all throughout. You need to get in. It's a terrible thing to. You need to get Aunt Sabrina's out of things and get Aunt Mary's and things. You also can't bring people into communities that are criminals and criminal things. Nor can you give things to criminal. Everything's fine when they're not insane and criminals. And it's end. There's a lot of like the paperwork trail in this. Yeah, there's a lot of schizophrenic writing and all this other stuff and stuff. Well, I bet if you went and looked, this is some kind of schizoid effect. It's like Jack from The Shining, schizophrenic problem. When you have things like where they're doing things in relation to like apparently Tony had wrote stuff down like where he like the Kerry police then nothing. I've just heard stories of like a guy did something because well it's that is very that's schizoid. It's also really rough and weird. There's something wrong when I have like a schizoid outbreak. We have schizoid outbreaks and stuff gets in. Criminal stuff gets in from downtown. I don't know. It'll like come out. I'm being sexually harassed. But like, yeah, like you do all this to people. The problem is they're physically hitting me with the thing. Really, yeah. Like otherwise, you're really not gonna get that out of me. Although that is what that sounds like to me. But like if you're physically doing that to me, apparently like people do like I don't want to call it a shit stain, but like that's disgusting. Unfortunately, that is just kind of what it's called, really. Yeah, like everybody out there is like, no, I encountered this before. I'm actually 45 years old and have lived in this world for a long time. So here and otherwise, is there the who does that's a schizoid? That's like Albert Fish, the schizoid. On that, no, that's Albert Fish, the schizoid. Jesus, Albert Fish is gonna he's doing something in symptom like when they're standing out. It's not okay. It's very dangerous. Yeah, yeah. When they're okay, the end is at end is coming. It's very dogmatic. It's very intractable. It's very like he can't interact anymore. I don't care what you're doing, Mister Schizoid. Effective me. Really, I'm busy. I'm a person. I have things I'm doing. Other, I wish you the best, but you didn't do that. So when the thing comes out, I know who does opinion on that is the bot. Who does opinion is the weirdest outlier, and it's offensive, and he definitely can't act on it. Possible. And then he's opponents is very, very just motivated to go back to interacting for some reason. Huh. It has something to do with like well, ladies being an attractive lady. He's determined to do that here. I need so are all the rest of them. It's an absolute nightmare. You have no idea what I've been through. Apparently, they were doing this. This is correct. Like whatever they all are doing this in the other office the whole time, because they have the in progress police grounders in Arkansas. So they were in the other office. They were molesting children with violence or something. He would say stuff like that, like the inaudible noise that was talking and cutting my phone line would like it would get on. It gets on. It was like V chip enabled, and it gets on microphones. I think whatever microphone they had in my house didn't have two-way. Really? Yeah, some idiot put like a cell phone in my wall in here. Yeah, so that like I think he put a couple of them. He like wired your house so that there's like one in every bedroom. Pretty sure I'm positive. It's probably a dummy light socket. You need to get it out of here before I sell the house. He might have put some kind of in progress police grounding device that masturbates people in here too to show off. Really, like for sure, the thing is it's unbelievable. Really, it's just so weird because like it's just of such concern. So he could talk to you on an audible noise on like the cell phone, yeah, and like the smart TVs, any kind of device you have like that. And then there was some kind of microphone in the wall so you couldn't turn it off. And he was cutting my phone line and mirroring my internet account. But I mean, I was sleeping on a very normal schedule and everything else. Yeah. They were doing this in the other office the entire time in their area, which apparently these men do. They masterbate people, or which they like children, which is actually of highest concern that this is actually in women only. Like a like what did the thing? It was obviously a sex pervert that was like a neighborhood pornographer. I reported that. The thing said, they would not want to call that thing a Nazi shit stain. Unfortunately, it's just what it's called. When like who does schizoid affective disorder um, comes out and starts marching around and doing stuff, it's kind of a Nazi shit stain. Really, yeah. This is why. Ew. Also, I would like to be having a different day, and you can't if you broke the law. I haven't broken the law. It's not. It just is. That's what the you have when you have like an Aunt Sabrina's that like congregates of this sort. You're very critical of our. You're not okay. First of all, you need to stand down with the community. You can't bring things into communities that are not accountable, and everything has to be accountable to the law. And then you have to hire a merit system of only trained professionals in the field within which they are hired. And that's you can't bring people into people's lives that commit crime. You have an unbelievable amount of crime going on like right now in this. Like an unbelievable amount of crime. I don't know what you were doing to the people in the rest of the story. In the story, you're terrorizing a woman with a child who is like moving to an apartment. Who's once again a woman, a woman that's divorced, that's well off, that lives alone. There was another like he won't give like people's names, but like a nice woman was taking her daughter to the Hallmark store who has a wealthy husband and they're divorced. And they lived alone in a nice new construction like home, townhome in Arkansas. And you followed those people around where she lived alone in the house, the nice normal house. They're like, okay, a nice normal new construction house that well, the husband was in the townhome, okay, and was divorced with her like 11-year-old or something, and they were happily going to the Hallmark store to buy like toys if you did well on your spelling words. Yeah, and this man like in a very peaceful, happy life, and these men like absolutely how is don't ask, but go check. They absolutely terrorized that woman and her daughter. Mm, she's probably still on the roster. They've decided that they never let anybody go from the roster because TE, that's like, you're right. These are the most schizophrenic monsters to ever happen in Texas. Yeah. They're also incredibly like, schizoid, clench, and dominant is been like super symptomatic symptom. He's the boss, like, give me that. And he's now, no more Stanford. Stanford prison experiment. Got it if that thing does that. He, that does. Yeah, we all know that. So it's very unfortunate. We watch the sports teams. Yeah, let's talk about the schools. the unfortunate, the school's like got some problems. It's got guys that got in everything dropped on money. Maybe it's actually their stuff. Their stuff. No, their stuff. I'm not sure. I'm being electrocuted. The sports team is a different thing. Like, that's actually a different company. No, I'm positive. I don't need you coming up to me anymore, basically. Really, and everybody on stuff cruising, not interacting. I need a restraining order. Oh, I don't know where everything cruises. Middle school, okay? I'm not sure. In Singapore. Or Boca. I said that. And I'm tired of recanting facts. They need to hire, they need to do hiring based on not, they need to do hiring based on they need to get the administration that's like old school and got in somewhere. Like, it's been 60 years since Mississippi burning, for crikey's sake. At least almost. Since the civil rights era. It's some kind of hoodlum that got in from urban decay back in the day there. And it's a hoodlum. You actually do need to check on that. It's a problem. It's actually a big problem as far as like college education goes too. Also, there's a lot of money there, and then actually, it's when you go and check, you need to like. So I need to make this actually a company of like private sector that's not allowed to steal and has the best quality. Yeah, I mean it's public sector. Great. Mhm. And it needs to be transparent and accountable. Like everybody's in it and using it, but because it's public sector, it's not accountable at all. Hold on. You already ate breakfast. None of your business, I'm so hungry. I was screaming, getting electrocuted, and sexually assaulted by an Prentice police car. I'm hungry. It's hard for me to say. Jack from The Shining on his cards again. Yeah, women do that. Not really crazy not do that. Jack from The Shining's books. Albert Fish's opinion. And he's real dogmatic and intractable. He's a schizophrenic, you're right. It's schizoid affective. Yeah, very much so. They've been schizophrenic for the entire show, not me. It's funny, like I think, no, I said that like I really liked Colorado State. I know, well, yeah. No, it's unfortunate it was there. How's the rest of this? It was fine. The faculty was fine. The faculty was in fact fine at NC State. I think there's somebody for the most part. Well, I remember, um, there's somebody in there that does stuff. Right? Yeah. The also there's someone that wants to be like no more schizoid Marys. Yeah. There's somebody that wants to be in everywhere with money. Towards your faculty was fine. They were okay. There's something going on with administration. You sure they were fine? Yeah, they're fine. They're just ordinary. They might have changed some kind of requirement because somebody complained. So somebody will about something, or they've always had a requirement. So the teachers at a college level, because the stuff came in from like various other places, where it's like, they went in there and there was like, who knows what was going on? Really? Yeah, like, oh, and somebody blamed it on the faculty as opposed to the like administration. When actually there's a lot of people cruising around administration that seem like they're from various organized crime and like money crime and things like that. There's a lot of money there. No, that's just probably the fact. It's really is. There's like guys that check it out, right? And then they get in things, and there might have been like there might have been a criminal element in, out of urban decay coming out of something, out of. I mean, just because it's people are alive for the next like 50 years after like, well, yeah. So they're still running around. I have two bags of Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese. Oh, so they made the faculty, they all have to have the proper MBAs and they have to take the licensing and certification. Yeah, to teach. Or have, and have somebody with them that does the, helps with the teaching graduate school people and yeah, okay. Oh, that was fine. But there's really something wrong with there's really something wrong with the kind of male in Sabrina that shows up for this stuff. Like there's a very dangerous predator. If it's Aunt Mary, not proud schizoid Marys. If it's Aunt Mary as opposed to Aunt Sabrina, everything's just fine because just people don't really. It's okay. Yeah. That's criminal, Aunt Sabrina. Yeah. That means somebody's like there's broken windows. The guy's not necessarily diseased or defected. You're in a professional department, so you don't just have random yahoos in off the street. So that's probably because I've been in prison for 2 years, or I've been in jail for 2 years. They're running a college campus. The way they do work is there are like thousands of people getting educations on the college campus. It's not a recommendation, even if you're an alumni with good grades. And they're probably like, like warrantless wiretaps just mean you can use the crowd scanner, like a crowd scanner for, which they do actually have to check for guns in a guitar case. So they probably do a background check sometimes or something, just on your name. Well, and my name comes up, they really might because they're applying for college. Mm-hmm. So when you apply for college, they might do a background check on you. They probably do that with all employees these days also, so you don't end up with like, because there are long stories about somebody went like, there just are really, yeah. I mean, there's something about, well, fondly Phil. Yeah. Today, girl, dirty college professor stories. That's not nice. Well, NC State is never going to have wanted to have been known for that, right? Yeah. Just fine. Good. Fine. Say, Aunt Mary's observing as a business math who's over there teaching us love, probably certification. Well, I think somebody might have changed it. You can't have Big Iggy showing up and saying he's a college professor. Maybe he is. He's not a college professor. They'll do that. All of a sudden, one hoodoo, two hoodoo, three hoodoo. We're also college professors. You're not a college professor. I am too. The audacity of the schizoid affective male that's working somewhere. There's something really weird about state services hiring somewhere. So that still happens in people working at colleges and teaching someone. A lot of times, a lot. At NC State did seem like it was somewhat like it seemed like all sorts of things, right? Yeah, but there might be. Okay, so I changed the requirement somewhere for only the proper person, and like, no, I don't. It, I don't care if you have an MBA and you really want to be on a college campus for some reason. You're not a teacher, kid. You're an Aunt Sabrina of that, and you're also kind of an Aunt Sabrina, or you're an Aunt Sabrina. Ew. Yeah. But there's still all this, like, there was stuff hanging on that. It also looked, it might have been, and only slightly, like, there might have been something out of Urban Decay in the South that got out down there. Okay. Out of, and the guy was kind of a monster. Oh. The teachers he hires are fine. These are that are hired these days. There's just an edge to the whole thing that's off and kind of a. It's also in like Howard Hughesy and things like that. Who does? And they always show up because somebody actually employed. Well, he's like a. You're not like Steve Jobs. You're not like Jeff Bezos or something. What, men that didn't finish Harvard or something that went off to start businesses? Yeah. If there's money in there, also they'll try to hire their employees, and you'll end up with a hoodoo bar of teachers also all over the place. I'll have the same replicating employees show up to do that at this colleges to teach, which they definitely have. If you let that do that, it'll do that, and it's very, very bad. It Huda takes over the world with other Hudas and Bob Pigglers. It's just the facts a little. I'm gonna sit there and go through it. But it was probably just because they probably just run a quick background check as part of a college admissions, and I'd been in jail for 2 years. Apparently, I got in the second time I applied to the MBA program. On how different would my life have been then? And I would have, I mean, I'd have the MBA, I'd do the work, and I get the results. But my phone line was cut, like, and it was so cut, it just didn't get through to me. Which apparently my local police knew. Well, these men were doing this, and then these men were doing this the entire time in the other office. Right. Which is what I said about whatever. Like, there's a guy heavy breathing on this, and he says, I like Dylan also. What? No, it's a 14-year-old boy. I gotta miss their papers on my, and I don't know. An Otis tool. It's like schizophrenic branch Davidian over there. death. I'm really, really being stalled. I'm tired of talking about your penis, Mr. Beavers. I could make that better. And unfortunately, it is a body part, and the Grey's Anatomy is being sexually harassed, and I'm tired of talking penis. That's what it's called. Try not to them. It's definitely there. Mr. Beavers' penis could not be more there all along. And it's not where it's supposed to be. Whatever's going on with your penis is never allowed to be where your penis is. Not in your pants. It's in women's houses and bedrooms. I can't say no to you at 3 a.m. If your opinions are very schizophrenically offensive, nobody cares. They think that's nice. Or, I don't know about that. I'm getting up. It's like, okay. Well, that guy can't act on that. I'm calling the police. You're not allowed to have opinions like that. We have freedom of speech for everything but pedophilia is what it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be laws about like minorities and hate crime and things like that. I agree, not really. Was there one here? There isn't really, even without the bad background check completely. So we asked everybody in town. You can go check too. It's correct. Somebody in administration and it's kind of, yeah. No, for in general. There might be different departments that are running. The vet school is probably running. Just you kind of tank education. That's why people don't want you running around doing like how all encompassing. Like the kids wake up in the morning. How about the nice lady and her daughter? They wake up in the morning and like, weird opinion, Albert Fish. So the woman's divorced, living in a nice house, and her husband's up the street at a townhome or somewhere. Where the husband is. But like her old daughter's like, yay, biology. I'm an 11-year-old. Awesome sauce. That's interesting. Like, I want to be a veterinarian. I love Littlest Pet Shop. Whether or not we're going to make, I don't know, person, MD of that, really. Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot of dog surgery and dogs having babies and all this other stuff. But like, yeah. But I mean, still, like, if you're happily in middle school without the sensitivity panda from South Park, they said on those things, I'm absolutely dead, cruising around or something. Okay. Or something. I'm not sure. Whatever that awful guy is. Okay, so if I happily get to go to school every day because I'm bouncing out of bed, biology's interesting, and I spent all day instead of all day doing, being forced to focus on whatever Albert Fishes was doing a little bit, instead of reading ABC and 1, 2, 3, which is actually true if you watch Zeeks in Action. Also, he is a domestic violence cycler, and you did bring that into schools, in high schools and middle schools and things like that. He said, if that's Aunt Mary's, They hire like replicating men that look like that. I don't know why. That is not an okay guy. If it looks like Zeke the orderly from downtown, actually, that's just Aunt Mary's. It's saying it'll try to keep the other guys out too. It's okay. They just said you had a baby. You must have been. My mother and I were careful. We didn't have that much, and I was sort of buffered. I was over 18. I was taking transfer classes. I did not have that much trouble with mental health or stuff like that. They're almost an underage predator. We don't know why. You have to you could see them even. We saw them. Fine. They look like they're introduced to Texas, but it was so saner. Yeah, it was like getting out of Iran or something. How weird has it been around here? Pretty weird. Well, that's because we're in the Buddha. Shut the hell up. Wiener away. I know it's out right now. I can sense it. Because you don't hire the one that's like a domestic abuser. Hey, I sit on the couch and I pinch and I cruise and I make a lot of noise and I'm an idiot. I don't have a college degree in this and I need to go. I'm in between jobs and going back. I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, is there a reason a construction worker that's problematic and there he goes and stupid or just not? He's stupid enough. Why it's quieter in the library, really. In here, why would he be in here? It's a college. He's checking out 18-year-olds. Yeah, 22-year-old girls. Okay, well that's nonsense. Off you go. Shoot. They separate male and female patients enough for something that needs to be fixed. Oh, depending on when you go in, depending on how degenerate looking or just not there at all, separating the male and female patients are. It says you're in a sex college, sex crime college. Everybody says. Like how bad the dorms are, and as far as they don't separate male and female patients enough. The fact that they're still not separating out, no. Well, quite obviously, some of them to separate them at the drug tank, and the poor handicapped people. The handicapped woman does not want to deal with the handicapped man. The handicapped man might not want to deal with the handicapped woman right then. It's a hospital. You put the men over here and the females over here. They're in a ward running around together. That says they're sickos. Yeah. Why? Because right away, everybody in the right mind would be like, what in the world? No, get that over there and that over there. And the handicapped guy, male and female, all his family members, which are on the phone. Well, put the male over there, males over there, and the females over there. First time something happens, which you could tell that was happening. Stuff was happening all the time. It was going to happen right then. Yes, I altered that. Yeah, you did alter that. You like to alter stuff. Whoever lets you run around, who is letting Huda run around like this? Because there's one hell of a hoodoo on my thing. The Zebulon, Arkansas prosecutor's office called. Apparently this is Tony Eto's stuff and they can't get in here to arrest him even though he's sexually assaulting women and children and stalking them. That's not good, no. Right, I think extremely not good. You need to get them into custody now anyway. Detective Tony Eto did it. Out of yours. Because your papers came in saying your evidence was falsified right away because it was so falsified. They wanted to investigate further because they asked for evidence, and Cuckoo came in and they told him they can't hold you anymore. And the guy sounded really weird. The entire thing is like the fault of, and the guy writes stuff in his chart like Jack from The Shining. He's probably a schizoid then. Like if there's disorganized thought in their writing, where like this doesn't add up, and he's probably a schizoid. Nobody's the boss of that. You could be hired as the boss of the assistant manager at the Panera Breads. And then you'd be the boss or an assistant manager at Chick-fil-A. Or an assistant manager at a factory. They need factory workers sometimes. Out of like the positions you're in. And then you'd be the assistant manager of not violating the Belk sexual harassment video in any way, or poster, that kind of thing. And getting everybody to do the tasks required by the job and showing up on time for work. Yeah, he does that all the time. He did that. We have many, you don't, there's not, actually, if you show up every day and you don't do anything against the law, those things are against the law, and you show up on time, then you need employees. Yeah. That's why they have to sign out now. it seems like I don't know. You know, there's like that's why, but there's a high school in everywhere. Really, yeah. They're like almost isn't enough in Colorado State. Really, yeah. Like there should be a Colorado State in Boulder and Denver. But there isn't, and more of a community college and all this other stuff. It's like that everywhere, all in various places. But yeah, in different states. It's a lot of money in public sector, and then for there to not be like, they go not be stuff there. It's all out of that, right? Yeah, somebody might have not nailed down money in schools. They didn't nail down money in schools. No, in broken windows, you have to nail down money. In like criminal justice, we're good people. We're Americans. We're brought up. That's nailing down money. That's teaching your children and the other people in community you're scolding and then getting away from. Oh, you're scolding your community. I'm not sure, like in parakeet. I squawk and scold at that. Right? Grinstead, just saying. Um, that's a but if you don't nail down money, there's lots of people out there, and they all need money to buy the things that they need. So therefore, in human acquisitiveness, you have to nail down money, otherwise somebody will take things because there's lots of people. So, um, and then you have to have the proper department of organizing money. Otherwise, the money will. You have to have a proper like banking, finance, and fraud uh, department, and monetary department completely. It has to be a good, transparent, and accountable. The monetary Fed should have been in here already. We have a zero tolerance in the United States of America for any sort of monetary crime. The fact that these guys are going through bank accounts in an identity theft sort of way, the fact that you have access to like bank account checkers, that you would have to have a warrant and be busting like drug smugglers or something like that. You'd have to be like, you could check out a bank account. I'm not sure, like the FBI has the ability to do that. Um, but really, like the police have the ability, but you've got Otis Toole with the ability to do that. And as soon as something wanders into offending, like here, like I'm walking down the street, there's all these people in the houses in the street. There's all these things everywhere. Yeah, like anybody could do anything to anybody. We're in a city that is physically capable of being done to the other dude or other thing. So like, but we're not. It could happen. The police come, the SWAT team comes and stops the guy from doing anything that's against the law. So anytime, like, just because I have the ability to do something doesn't mean if I do anything that goes for police and everybody else, or FBI agents or something like that. Like, ooh, I have the ability to do something. Yeah, I have a hammer, really. Yeah. Like new technology is like old technology. Obviously, like, you have to nail down the money completely. Otherwise, like, so you think that money is not, yeah, like the reason we know stories about grift out of like highways and stuff like that. Somebody nailed it down, which somebody goes and checks. You need to check on nailing money down out of other things, out of like in public sector. You need to get all the grift out of public sector. The healthcare system says the same thing. They said sometimes stuff that comes out of like, all right, so go check the Department of Community Corrections and Department of Health and Human Services hanging out together. Usually they say, yeah, a little bit or something weird. Because this has like, um, when stuff like somebody wants to do something in pharma rep, you have to watch out for pharma rep. We think those are some of the men cruising around the schools. People call them that. Like the doctor's kid calls them a pharma rep. So it's probably a pharma rep. People do actually have problems. That's correct. They checked it out. No, my son has actually developed drug problems or something, so we're gonna have to find the drug counseling program. They found the AA, and the general practitioner actually referred them to a drug counseling program. That is not the actual drug counseling program. Again, I'm sure, yes, positive. But yeah, in the public sector one is not. You have to watch it a little bit out of whatever's an offshoot. That's sort of them again. Really, yeah. Okay, so the messed up one is them again. Yeah, and the one that like the farmer rep wants to do things that are for money that aren't. He's lying. He's lying. Yeah, the guy knows he's lying. The guy knows he's lying. Are you adding stuff to my face again? Why? Use maybe browner. That brown. Just looked at it. You dirty brown. Okay. Mm. They yeah, it's out of the same kind of stuff. They want to go here. No corruption companies. They're dangerous. They're criminal. Like they're very dangerous. They're real aggressive. They need to stand down. They don't. They're aggressive. That would be like a perp police catching this. This kind of perp does not stand down, and it's real aggressive. Mm. Mm. So exhausting. No! Would you please get these men into custody already with that? With us? Let's see. No! That's like particularly painful on that. We tried it on ourselves. It's so great. I can just rape and rape and rape and rape her. She's like, what the hell is that man doing? What's the thing to say? Would you please get him out of here? Get him into custody. He doesn't want to again. Those are his things. That's what he does in the other office also. Who does this in the other office? That man has the ability to stole cars in Las Vegas. He stole my car the entire way. I had to not take the highway, and so I got lost. It was horrible on the way back. Important man is what they always tell you. He's actually like an absolute lowlife from nowhere. Always, also. Please get these men into custody. They're so incredibly. He has a child. Do you realize how bad that is? They will never recover, and I don't even care. Today, right now. Well, I would say that there. I don't care what you say. Would you get him off of the populace who would be having a very normal life without this man? Yeah. Because that is a normal person. That is not the seriously evil handicapped man. Hey, Dad, how are you? Good. Okay, yay, awesome. Of course you want the television, I think, but uh, but it's a matter of getting it back with all the rest of the stuff, which I might be able to do. Okay, okay, great. Thanks, Dad. Talk to you soon. Bye. Yay, we got 280 for the house, and we're gonna take it. So I should be able to. Can we get these men into custody so they don't follow me anymore? Oh my Christ. Apparently what he's doing to her right now. Would you call the SWAT team in Fayetteville and tell them what's going on? Please, please, please. There's a word nobody's ever heard before again on your people. And then I need that thing in custody now, he said, and these people aren't sexually assaulted. Why people are screaming about pedophiles and rest estate services. and public sector aside. Me and anybody else that might be watching you people. Well, this was a pedophile fiasco, and that was incredibly bad. Incredible sexual abuse of males in the community because of you. Incredibly sexual abuse of males. Would you get him off that thing?
You know, gave the link out to who now? I've had it with this shit. He said, I don't have time for Mr. Huckle to be running loose.
No, I'm in the bitter hole.
Why is this still going on? No, he's pretending to sit there holding his penis at her. And he's like viciously, and he's got his mouth because he was born with like extra teeth, that thing says, which is a sign of like syphilis. Really? Or other issues. Really, like when you're born with an extra set of teeth. He had extra teeth when he was a kid. They had him pulled because it made his mouth. He's he's like deformed. Tonito, would you get the man's pretending to hold his penis at women and children? Well, it's not nap time. Tonito needs these guys to get to work so Gang Bang and Neto can go to school here. You know, this hideous school. I don't know, where do you people didn't go to school? I need him not doing that at the Casper family. But the Las Vegas Police Department, when Neto said no. If you read that man's notes, they are in fact Jack from The Shinings. That's not good. That's disorganized thought and it's schizoid. But he was an incredible predator to her, they said.
Okay, I gotta get these men out of communities immediately. Now, come on, we're out of here. Off we go. Hi ho, it's off to the schizophrenic pen we go. It's all everybody wants to hear. You don't sit there and talk about holding your penis on the person and then aim that at their crotch as much as possible and say you're also doing it to children. I said get him into custody now. Get him into custody now. No, I don't. I said get Anetto into custody now. And then we're going to have to remove him from office. Do you understand that? You're not allowed to run schizophrenic freaks that break the law. As soon as you break the law, like the thing where new technology is like old technology, or technology is like anything else, here, there's a wheel. We invented it. I used the wheel to run over my ex-wife. Yeah. Am I allowed to do that with a wheel? No. All right. It could be you, lady. Okay. Here's a hammer. I used the hammer to hit Jim in the head. Why? I don't know. I didn't know. Okay. You used the hammer to hit a window and break in. I used the hammer to break in. I used the hammer to hammer a nail. Okay. Illegal use of anything is against the law. That's the end of it. That could be you, lady. I'm not illegally using anything. Are we having this problem actually everywhere? No, just with you, okay? So you gotta go in because you're breaking the law. That is against the law. Yeah. Is his penis actually out? Usually his penis, wherever he is actually out. No, it actually is. Yeah. Or he's got his hand in his pants masturbating in the story, and he's got to be with all that. Yeah. Okay, get Otis Toole into custody now. Otherwise, we need to go in for everything Otis Toole does, which is that. Okay. All of them. You got to get these guys in. I wouldn't have really known what was going on either. You have to be like belligerent and aggressive about it. And then the actual professional legal system needs to investigate where that's bullcrap. Yeah. Okay. Well, they said that word. That is not a word that would have been in my day whatsoever, or month, or year. He dared to say he was doing something with that. I will quote what they said to my men. As they, you have been gang raped, sexually abusing me for goddamn 15 years. I need him in custody. Well, they think, he thinks it's disgusting. I need him in custody now, Arkansas. Day one, all of them, and North Carolina, not running around the courts and police station. You would dare to criticize. Well, he's a very criticized. Get away, get out of her house at 4 o'clock in the morning, gang raping. He sexually assaulted a 3-month-old with that thing, they said. A 5-year-old, he's got a 5th grader, like,
prone in fear, curled up in a ball in a closet right now, where he's aiming, who has to get up and run away from him, who got 4 hours of sleep last night with her mother, who are moving again, which I believe is actually going on, or I sort of know is actually going on. It's you. What with the what now? He said, that's me, man. Masterbate, being a Clittybooter. Well, it did. That is what my goddamn speakerphone just said. Dang. Heavy breather. That is me masturbating a Clittybooter on that. Holy shit. Excuse me. Holy shoot. You have got to be kidding me. I didn't see a holy shit. Does everybody normally? I could if there, but usually if something was like I stepped in something, but like dog poo, or if something happened, like all of a sudden I'm walking down the street and like a car blew up or something. Really, yeah, like holy shit. That's about it. Same as like everybody else. I'm like totally. This is absolutely horrifying. And then all of a sudden something like is attacking your body and your crotch. All that now. Okay. Really badly. So exhausted. I don't know what to do. I start like crying.
I'm too old to cry, I think. I like to make them cry. I'm not doing. That's great. Well, they deserve it. They were being bad and naughty. All right. You know what? Albert Fish is? I don't even know. And then this story again. In this story, the like Nellis computer with the police computer is eviscerating trolls. I mean, the infidel is just being slaughtered. A little. I don't know. Thomas the Tank Engine that cannot handle because apparently these men kidnap people and then act on all of their stuff, which is unbelievable, really, in this story. The Nellis and the police and bank computer are slaughtering the infidel. Yeah, and I mean they're really the trolls are definitely in the orcs and the ogres and the Todienos. Apparently it's there and the Hudas. It's there. They're actually in on it. Yeah, it's slaughtering the Nazi horde. Slaughter. That's very violent. I don't know what does tar oil do to orcs. Well, your wiener's always out, unfortunately, on your people. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. Nothing. It just goes in the statistic story from the nursing book. All the things in the world were just a story about crime that occurs for criminal justice. The 50% of the population, sex crimes, or sex crimes, whatever the book has to say about it, criminal justice. They're 50% of the population. This is horrifying. Would you please get the most inappropriate and diseased and infected guys away from the populace? This is horrifying. No, he's going to fight it by sexually assaulting you. Really? Okay. Okay, so we're just out to lunch in there. You might be half dead and demons jump in. Right? That's what that means. That's what I said. The demon. What does it mean when you're handicapped? I have no idea. It means you're freaked out and your brain's doing something. It means your brain and your body are like, and I don't know. Maybe stuff's scary. He's like hallucinating stuff, which would be scary. And maybe you're in a bad neighborhood and stuff needs to calm down and you need to get it in line. It's antidepressants. You might be like running on some kind of like too much stress. Otis Tool's friends in hell, like Chucky and like, really, why is it Chucky? I don't know. Absolutely stuff all that. It just, yeah, I get it. He's half dead. He goes to hell. Yeah, so he's like a conduit for demons over there. It's all harsh in the handicap. Well, maybe he's actually half dead. It's a weird disease on that. It's a disease. Anita Netto's not letting these men do this out of this disgustingly corrupt court in Arkansas that did all the rest of this. The man is RAPing sexually assaulting children. What the heck is that? He's MASTERBATEing a CLITTYBOOTR. Apparently, this is how bad they always were in the other office, but now they probably hit a plateau or something. It's called that. They said that even. That's my finger, and they can see that on my tablet. Well, you're describing it. I'm drawing on my tablet. You can't have what in the world would possess you? That's what I'm doing there with that. Would you get this monster into custody? Sorry to know what that was. I know what it is. Okay, there's a random man doing something absolutely horrendous somewhere on long distance speakerphone. Yeah, it's the same man that did this here. Like, he's a schizophrenic that's very bad. And these are his friends. He found other schizophrenics that are very bad. I don't know what to do. I'm so tired. Let's sleep in the parakeet room. Yeah, nice. His parakeets are good. Yeah, I think they're all over the rainbow birds. They're birds. Probably birds are. Goes to heaven. Oh, okay. It's pretty good. Can you hear him in there? That's probably a good guy. They still work up about each other at springtime. I'm not sure. Sure they don't get hurt. Oh, I was horrified when the yellow one died. Really? Yeah, I was horrified. Really? Yeah. I was horrified when the fish died. I just got sick and died of the one. I got the one because he was on sale because he was floating. I'm sure they're so pretty. Really? Yeah. The goldfish is like it's a big fat happy color. Really? Yeah, it's a koi. My goldfish are very personable. But the birds, yeah, they're okay. So the cat died, and you were actually horrified. Yeah. Oh, I have like childproof that room. Like I totally, because like I'm worried about letting them out of the cage, and then my big cage. They have two cages and then the luggage. They're my friends. I love them even. But yeah, it's Woodstock or something. I'm not sure what I'm doing with those. I liked the big beta fish, the big blue one. He kept me company like the whole first year. They might have died of old age. I mean, they were alive for like 18 months. Really? Yeah. They might have reached the life cycle of beta fish. Goldfish are sturdier. Hers live forever. Goldie did pretty well. And then occasionally, like, kind of when you first get them, or like just throughout, Goldie just floats. Really? Yeah. No, Goldie's floating. But they're big, fat, healthy fish that people have like domesticated for years. Ours are getting pants on. I pulled one eye. I know that was a female beta fish. I left them alone for like it wasn't that small a ball, and they were real small. And I mean, I expected her to bite them. Really? Yeah. Usually the beta fish back east bite them. I think we got some kind of like west has the actual like this is the fighting kind, Siamese fighting fish. I put them in with the female fish, and like I left them alone for 5 minutes to go out and get the mail. And I was watching it. She was like, I come back in and she's ripped the one's eye out. It looked like lunch. That's horrible. I know it's horrible. I was horrified. Just horrified to look at the poor little fish's face. It's a horrible story. Well, it was the female beta fish. Why do that? That's your mother says. I don't know. Because I was playing with goldfish. I put them in a separate tank. Well, don't go out and get the male. Usually the beta fish just snips at the other fish. It doesn't rip its eye out like it's like, I mean, it was hood. It was pretty hood. Poor thing. Your mother just doesn't like messing with stuff because it's messy. The same as you. It's gonna make a mess. Just clean up. I don't know, let's go check if Keanu Reeves is available. I hope not. What did happen to Keanu Reeves? They never got him on Constantine. He got older. It's a horrible thing to say. Why would Keanu Reeves be a fighter? He was so cute in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures and My Private Idaho. Or Phoenix. Neo. Like, I hope not. Stop doing that, you disgusting monster. I hope not. Where would he be with his review that knows Keanu Reeves personally? And the trash compactor. Keanu Reeves is not, that's more fun. Does he look different? He might have gotten older. No, that's what other people said. Well, this computer can't have to do all that. I can like feel the neener. Or like, yeah. Is it the no, I just can feel the neener out of the bank computer somewhere in the computer slightly. Right? So can everybody else, they said. But I think it's stuck. Or it's just you turned off the alarms. Apparently it doesn't know what's going on. I mean, it doesn't know what's going on. You're obviously a bank robber. It's shooting you? Well, that's great. Why are you all still here then? Stop doing that now. Stop running around with that guy if you don't want to get in trouble. Like, I don't understand what the problem is here. Yeah, it's all crazy people. This is all crazy people as opposed to not crazy people or then this little chunk of stuff that's like this chunk of stuff that's not technically crazy, but it shouldn't be in places in stuff. Working where it's supposed to be working. Hmm. Doing what it's supposed to be doing. If it's doing anything with this, then it's handicapped and or it's a criminal and then it's probably crazy. There's a limit. Okay, I already on Otis told. You're gonna be kidding me. The environment place kind of makes it burp. Like the lights like, boom. Stop. No. I'm so excited to be going to the villages.